Okay, good morning. It's Commissioner Ed Rothstein. Tuesday, November 9th. We have a relatively short open session this morning, and then this afternoon we will have our third or fourth work session dealing with residential text and maps. And before we start, as we always do, let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. And just a reminder, we will be closed on Thursday, November 11th for the observation of our Veterans Day. Let's start with Priority Carroll, Commissioner Boucher.
Well, I really don't have much to say today. I just wish everyone be prepared for the holiday season coming up, and I look forward to being a productive day today with my colleagues. Commissioner Wentz is very happy.
He said he didn't have much to say.
I love it.
Commissioner Weaver.
I really don't have much to say either, other than keep in mind this beautiful weather is, I can filibuster, okay. But this
Please
beautiful weather is bringing on a lot of equipment moving on the roads, a lot of combines moving, a lot of large trucks. Please be tolerant to their movement and help them navigate the roads. And I just want to say that this Thursday is Veterans Day, and I guess the only high school in my district does have a program here at Gerstel Academy. The rest of the schools decided, due to COVID, they didn't want to bring people in, but it's I think the only one of the few activities happening at a high school level here for this week. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Frazier.
Thank you. I want to point out my tie. I'm wearing a tie because we have the Recreation and Parks Volunteer Awards this evening at the Arts Center in downtown Westminster. And I want to say, without the volunteers, 90% of the programs that Parks and Recs runs would not happen. You need people to coach softball and wrestling and baseball and football, and they're all volunteers. And you also have volunteers that work on the fields and keep things going and roll mats out, and all that stuff is done by volunteers. Without those volunteers, the rec programs would not run. So I'm going to the awards tonight, which is why this tie is on. Everybody loves it, I know. That's why I'm wearing this tie today. I also want to make a comment that the Transit Advisory Council met yesterday, and ridership is up. Ridership on demand is up about 45% from this time last year. It's still lower than it was before the COVID started, but Trailblazer, which are our fixed routes, ridership is up. In the Westminster Black Route, and I'm not going to go what goes where, but that actually numbers are higher than pre-COVID right now, which is amazing. People were shocked to hear that. All the other routes, the fixed routes, are getting close to what they were before COVID. So ridership is going up because people are getting out again, and that's great. That I have to also mention that our transit system was closed down due to COVID concerns, and it will. They reopened a couple routes right now. It's not all open right now, but it should. I think middle of next week, everything that they can possibly open will be up and running because of drivers and so forth. So call to find out if the routes you're looking for are open or not. And we have received 3 smaller buses, which is great because the smaller buses are going to be used for on demand. Because if you use the bigger buses, you run out, you pick 1 or 2 people up, run back. It's not that efficient. So we've received 3 smaller buses. Once they're branded, everything, they'll be used for on demand. So that it's just more gas efficient, and they do a lot of miles. So it's a good positive thing. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Wentz.
You did have 2 pages.
So page 2.
So good morning. To tag on to Commissioner Weaver's comments, not only are there equipment on the road, but because of all the crop things that are going on, the deer are being pushed. I had 2 in front of my house, one last week and one this morning. So I guess my public safety thing today would be maybe slow down a little bit and be cautious because
Be aware.
yeah, just be aware that they're running, and especially with the clocks being changed, which I have yet to figure out what we do with the clocks. But anyway, I don't get it. Did you read Kevin Dayhoff, the councilman from Westminster's thing in the paper about how it actually costs us money now, millions of dollars to change the clocks? I don't know. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
another.
I read that.
Yeah,
but
it's
you
pretty
made a
good.
good point about the crops, because a lot of people don't realize that the deer will lay out in the fields where the crops are and hide. And once that cover's gone, then they're running around a lot more.
Yep, Weaver's pushing them.
Yes, we are.
So whatever. Veterans Day, take time Thursday to pause and say thank you, please. I know that there are the usual, as you say, Dick, the usual ceremonies are a little bit at a minimum this year. Francis Scott Key always has a great ceremony, but obviously they're not doing that this year. Hopefully we'll be able to do that next year. But I do know that the Taneytown American Legion is having a ceremony, I think at noon. Look at that. I think at noon on Saturday or Thursday or somewhere around there. So if you get a chance, just take a pause and remember that we're able to do these things that we're doing because of who we're honoring on Thursday. And finally, for me, I'm going to announce this several times, and there'll be other stuff coming out. But November the 30th, Tuesday, November the 30th, I'm going to be having town hall is an overused term. I like to call it evening with the commish.
That's a nice ring to it.
Yeah. So tentatively scheduled right now for the thousands of viewers in my district that are watching this morning. There's a lot going on up there. And not only that particular area, Silver Run, Union Mills, but I'm inviting everyone from my entire district to join me on Tuesday, November the 30th at 7 p.m. at the Pleasant Valley Fire. Look at that. The Pleasant Valley Fire Company building. If for no other reason, you should come and see the new social hall.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Unbelievable. So that's at 7 p.m. We're going to cover a myriad of topics. There's always roads in my district. Certainly the newest thing is the community center. There's a proposed Dollar General up there, which has a lot of feathers ruffled. So we're going to discuss that. So there'll be associated staff there at 7 p.m. and more to come on that. But there's the tentative save the date, if you will.
An evening with the commissioner sounds romantic. Should they bring flowers, candy?
No, they should be happy though when they come. And I think that's it, other than the fact that, again, Carroll County has the lowest unemployment rate in the state of Maryland, and 4.1 is pretty good. We're always competing with Howard. We beat them
And
by
we always beat them.
0.1 this time. So enjoy the weather. That's all I got.
Okay. As Commissioner Frazier shared, the transportation is not up to 100% due to COVID. COVID is still there, and it's not just people that are asymptomatic. These folks are sick, and they are not getting back behind the wheel until they're better. So, again, as I share, consider getting the vaccination. It'll minimize any impact that COVID may have on you. It is for you, it's for your family, your neighbors, and your community. But I first and foremost am wishing that those that are sick get better soon and are healthy and get behind the wheel or administrative support and leadership roles that they have, that they're back to then serve our county. But we have limited the transportation right now, and it is due to COVID, at this time. So more to follow on that, and we'll keep you abreast. But I appreciate Commissioner Frazier bringing that up. As shared, Veterans Day, I would be remiss if I didn't highlight the importance of it, to look at a opportunity for not just thanks, but looking at it pragmatically. Veterans aren't looking just for thanks, and they're not looking for flagpoles and monuments. They're looking for the support that they need, even when not asked. And on this past week, it's going to air on Veterans Day. I was interviewed by WBAL TV, and it has to do with resiliency program on the Fort Meade community, which includes Carroll County, to take care of our service members and our veterans. And I was told it was coming out the 5 o'clock news on WBAL, so we'll see what it's going to be, because I have no clue. But it was me and the current commander of Fort Meade. So more to follow on that, and maybe we can share that once that's out. That is all I have. I look forward to actually looking at this agenda being relatively brief, and we'll kick start it right now with rebranding the Burke under the new Workforce Development Board. How you doing?
Commissioners,
Good morning.
Morning.
still catching my breath. I just ran up the steps. The elevator was not cooperative with me this morning.
Try to talk slow.
I'm here today to talk about the rebranding of the Business Employment Resource Center. We have been known as Burke under the past 20 additional years under the Mid-Maryland Consortium Agreement as the workforce provider in Carroll County. But we believe it's an opportune time to revisit this. And most people know us as Burke. It's an acronym, but they don't realize that. It's Burke. It's spelled B-I-R-K. They're missing the important part of the name, which is the Business Employment Resource Center.
Has it ever been spelled B-U-R-K-E?
Not quite yet, Tim, but maybe. I could go back and
I'm
check.
calling you.
Asking for a friend.
We'll bring you on board since we have that low unemployment rate that we're working to get people back to and fill jobs in the county. So a couple things that have come up in the past. People think that we are a temporary employment agency.
Right.
We are the Office of Unemployment. There's been confusion because there are grants throughout the federal government where people get pockets of money for workforce development. So you've heard provider agencies in the county even talk about that they do workforce development. And this is an opportunity for us really to establish ourselves as the Workforce Development Center. And under this new board, I think the timing is right. We have the ability to do outreach with our grants through the Recovery Act, the Relief Act, and the Rescue Plan. And so before we start doing our outreach, we really wanted to have this discussion about should we look at this and be called the Carroll County Workforce Development Center. And that's what I bring to you today.
I guess, why would we not do this?
That's kind of the way I feel.
I mean,
Just establishing ourselves. It's very clear and concise what we do, and it's moving forward. It's very self-explanatory.
yeah. I mean, I serve on our governor's Workforce Development Board, and everything is workforce development. I mean,
Yes, it
I'm not
aligns.
sure why we would
We are
not.
Carroll County Workforce Development area.
Right.
Our board did meet at their inaugural meeting in September, and they were in agreement with moving forward on this. They passed a unanimous motion to bring this to the floor.
Okay.
I'll move the Board of Commissioners approve the rebranding of Burke to establish the agency as the workforce development provider in Carroll County.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? Seeing here none, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you, workforce
you.
development person.
Thank
Kevin.
you. Have a good day. Yeah.
Okay, let's issue I had at least have the discussion up front. To issue an RFP to invite ISPs to participate to the Maryland State Neighborhood Connect program. Good morning, Mr. Ripper.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The Department of Technology Services is requesting permission to issue an RFP to invite interested internet service providers to submit an application to the Maryland State Neighborhood Connect program. Grant applications are due by Thursday, December 23rd. Awards will be made in April of 2022, and projects need to be completed by December 31st, 2023. This RFP is necessary for us to use the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds, the FRF money, to match the Maryland State Neighborhood Connect program funds. And of course, if any we receive any requests to the RFP, we would of course be back before you before accepting those RFPs. There may or may not be a match that we need to supply at that time, but we would keep you completely up to date on what's going on.
Director Ripper, can you explain to the public in layman's terms
Sure.
how this will impact
Basically,
them?
with this program, the state of Maryland is minimum grant is $50,000, maximum is $500,000. And what they are doing is they're helping internet service providers build fiber, which would be in Carroll County, to help connect more residents and businesses to the internet. And they have a good bit of money from the federal government to award. So.
Will this help impact not only my constituents, but I believe a lot of Commissioner Wance's constituents in the rural areas?
Yeah, while we're not at this point, we're not picking any particular areas of the county. They are required under the grant requirements to build in unserved and underserved areas for internet service.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on this? Is this going to tie into potentially the infrastructure bill?
No, this is strictly under the FRF at this point.
Okay. Got it.
So we'll be back before you to talk a little bit about the new infrastructure bill,
Yep. Okay.
which hasn't been signed yet, by the way.
Correct. Okay. Okay.
I'll move that the Board of Commissioners authorize the Department of Technology Services to move forward with issuing an RFP to invite interested ISPs to submit an application to the Maryland State Neighborhood Connect program.
Second.
I got a motion, got a second. Is there any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Ripper.
Now let's go from ISPs to bulk road salt.
Got an all-star cast.
Ah,
Good morning.
good morning.
The Office of Procurement in cooperation with the Bureau of Roads requests your approval to award supplementary term contracts for the purpose of purchasing bulk road salt. The county currently uses Morton Salt Inc. for their primary vendor for road salt under the Maryland State contract at a price of $62.74 per ton. But due to issues in recent years with delivery and high demand, the Bureau of Roads and Office of Procurement feel it is in the best interest of the county to issue supplementary contracts. The county advertised for bids and received 5 responses listed below. We are here requesting your approval to issue term contracts to Compass Minerals America, Inc. in the amount of $75.97 per ton and De-icing Depot in the amount of $79.39 per ton. Cargill Inc. did not accept the role as a supplementary vendor, and Morton Salt was not considered due to the fact we already hold a contract with them. These amounts are within the adopted budget, and no additional funds will be needed.
Okay. Any comments, discussion on this? It was pretty straightforward.
Is this 75.97 a ton delivered?
Yes.
The 62 is,
delivered as well. That's our current contract price with the state of Maryland. And if we have to go to a different vendor other than Morton, it would be the 75.97 delivered.
okay. We can't get enough at the 62 delivered in time.
We hope we can. Last year, we had a lot of delivery issues with Morton. Hence, we wanted to go to another vendor just in case we would run into the same issues.
Okay.
We couldn't get salt. Last year, we ended up going to De-icing Depot to order, I believe they brought us 1,200 tons because we could not get Morton to deliver to us due to shortages, the port, their backup, the delivery issues. So we went to De-icing Depot and they bailed us out and got us the salt that we needed.
What's the present stockpile at state level to get this out? Is it there or
I'm
not?
sorry.
Is the state have, or is the stockpile of Morton, do they have it there? Or are they waiting to bring salt in or?
I think most vendors have it there. It's just an issue of getting it to the various agencies that might need it. Trucking and supply, and I mean the supply is there, but the higher demand for other counties, other agencies might take precedent over Carroll County.
We don't have any of our own trucking for that, do we?
This is an in-case contract, basically.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, Morton would be the primary.
Right. So in
if
case they can't
possible.
deliver, they will go to the other two.
Correct.
It's just a very steep going from 62 to 75, isn't it? I mean, wow.
But last year, we didn't have anything official in place, so
Yeah.
we thought it'd be best to get these
Yeah.
in place.
Okay.
I mean, most counties only have one. We're going to have 3, which is
I have a feeling this time next year, those numbers will look even worse. Mr. Cook, I want to thank you for accepting my request to do a tour for the public. I'm going to do a comprehensive review and tour of all of our snow removal assets and hopefully bring back some sort of report to my colleagues and show the public what we're faced with. So thank you very much.
Well, I'll make the motion, hoping that we don't have to use any salt.
That's true.
I'm going to add that to my motion.
We use pepper.
Hope is your course of action right now.
Yeah.
Now, is this
I'm
used
on a
in,
good course. I got it.
All right.
I've been told that 87
is this the
times.
same salt as used in the brine?
yes.
Gotcha.
All right, I'll make the motion that we award term contracts for bulk road salt supply and delivery to Compass Minerals in the amount of $79.97 and de-icing in the amount of $79.39 in the hope that we don't use any salt. See what I did there?
I apologize. Did you say 79.97 or 75.97?
75.
Thanks. Okay. I'll second that motion. Any discussion on this?
Hey, what are we using on the gravels now? Just out of curiosity.
Chips.
Still using
Yeah, we're
chips?
still using the chips.
Okay.
We still have a stockpile of chips.
Okay.
So we had like 20 miles less of gravel to work on, right?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
It's coming.
Yes.
Okay.
Great work. Okay. Any discussion? Questions? Seeing here none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, I'm getting some rave reviews from constituents about the treatment of the gravel roads. So you guys are doing a good job.
Good.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about Sandy Mount Park, parking lot, mill, and overlay. Eli, you get to stay up here, okay?
Excuse me, President Rossi, I want to recuse myself from this vote. I personally know the owner of this company. So I'm going to step back on this.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The Office of Procurement in cooperation with the Bureau of Facilities requests your approval to use contractor GEMS Contracting, Inc. for the mill and overlay of the upper parking lot at Sandy Mount Park. The cost of $61,900 includes all material, labor, and equipment to complete this project, and the amount is within the adopted budget, and no additional funds will be needed.
Morning, Commissioners. Just in case you're not familiar with Sandy Mount Park, there's 2 parking lots up there. This deals with the bigger section parking lot. That parking lot is in very poor condition, to say the least. It's about at least 20 years old, as far as I can tell. It's a very heavy used parking lot, whether it's for park and ride. It's very heavily used. The secondary parking lot, we're going to try to keep that open during the milling and paving process. That is our plan, so we won't be able to, hopefully not have to close that park completely to traffic. The park has recreational fields, baseball courts, basketball courts, playgrounds, tennis courts, and walking paths for the community. And like I say, it is a high used park. It's going to be a 1-day operation in and out, and there may be some growing pains, but again, our plan is 1 day in and out, get that thing done and give it back to the community.
And Commissioners, we also did some legwork on the contractor, GEMS Contracting. This is the first time that we facilities will be using this contractor. They are a local contractor here in Westminster, Maryland. After doing some research, we found out they had been in business for 30 plus years on the excavating side of things, and they just branched out and brought in the paving side of things within the last 3 years. They've performed work for the town of Sykesville. So obviously I gave them a ring and they had nothing but good things to say about this contractor. They've done work for multiple restaurants and apartments, complexes, parking lots here in Carroll County. So they are a well-known company here in the area. And with doing this research, Commissioners, we feel they are more than capable of handling this project with your approval today.
I'll move the Commissioners award the contract for repaving the upper lot in Sandy Mount Park to GEMS Contracting in the amount of $61,900.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second. Any discussion? Seeing here none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 4 with 1 abstention. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You see how it comes out?
Yes, exactly. Have a good day.
Maybe skateboard on.
Chris, do we have anybody for general public comment?
No phone calls, sir.
Thanks. Okay, I need a review and approval of the land acquisition closed minutes from November 4th, 2021.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion and a second to approve the minutes from 11/4/2021. Any discussion? Seeing here none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do we have any comments for open admin from any of us? Okay, seeing here none, Wanda, why don't you come on up? Let's go through agendas. Good morning.
Good morning.
So Monday, November 15th, we have nothing. On the Tuesday, the 16th, we have local management board meeting with Commissioner Frazier attending in the morning, and then planning commission with Commissioner Wance attending in the morning. That afternoon, the Carroll Community College annual meeting with all of us in attendance at 2 p.m., and that will be an away game over at Carroll Community College. On Wednesday, the 17th, we have, Ag Conservation Zoning Text Workshop Work Group meeting with Commissioner Weaver attending. And then I will be attending the Economic Alliance of Greater Baltimore Board of Directors meeting, and it will be a virtual meeting. That late afternoon, Carroll Community College Board of Trustees meeting with Commissioner Wance attending. And then he will be attending at 7 p.m. the Emergency Services Advisory Council. On Thursday, Commissioner Wance will be attending the MACO's Fall Retreat up in Baltimore. And we will open our session at 9 a.m. Solid waste funding, looking to approve portable radios and accessories to our volunteer fire companies. Looking at Cisco SmartNet support services renewal, lighting upgrades over at Deer Park, get a quarterly update from Mr. Zaleski, and consideration of bond sale award resolution, and our comptroller, Mr. Burke, will be presenting. We will then go into close. Let's see. At 1 p.m., we will have public hearing for our, the residential definitions and maps at 1 p.m. and then also at 7 p.m. 1 p.m. will be in room 003 and 7 p.m. will be virtual.
Just as
Yeah.
an oddity, so the bond sale, as I mentioned last week, I think, has to be awarded within a certain period
Right.
of time after the sale is concluded and after they've had time to do their math. So what we're going to do is, and you'll see when you see the final agenda, is we're going to have one. If they do the refunding of existing bonds, it takes longer for them to process if they just do a straight sale of new bonds. So the bond sales at 10 a.m. They should be done by 11 if they don't do the refunding, more or less. If they do the refunding, then they'll need extra time and probably not be done until 12:45. So what we're going to do, just to keep everybody aware and the public aware, is we're going to put it on the agenda twice. So we're going to put it on the agenda for like 11 and then just before the public hearing at 12:45.
Okay. And then on Friday, Commissioner Wance will be continuing at the Mako Fall Retreat up in Baltimore. Nothing on Saturday. Commissioner Wance has the podcast on the 21st. Okay, the following week, the 22nd, on Monday, 22nd at 1 p.m., Maryland Sustainable Growth Awards virtual, that I think has changed. I think I received an email on that. Is that correct, Chris? Yeah. I think it's now in mid-December, so we'll get the details. Yeah. Yeah. We just received that yesterday. Tuesday, on the 23rd, Bristol Academy Founders Day celebration. Commissioner Weaver will be attending at 8:45. At 1 p.m., there'll be a joint meeting with Mount Airy officials of the Harrison Leisure discussion, and it'll be all of us attending at 1 p.m. in Mount Airy's Town Hall. Wednesday, the 24th, Commission on Aging and Disabilities. Are they virtual or live? Do you know? Is he attending or you?
It's,
I thought you attend those. Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I usually did.
yeah.
I think there was one where you switched. for
Okay,
some reason.
I
So I
believe-
think it is Commissioner Wance.
Commissioner Wentz is attending. I don't
It's
know.
been virtual, it's been in person, it's been virtual.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Thursday is Turkey Day. Friday, the offices will continue to be closed in observance of Thanksgiving. Saturday, we have nothing scheduled. And Commissioner Weaver, if he wakes up from his turkey, will be given a podcast on Sunday morning. Now, what I need is a couple of motions to move forward.
Make a motion to go into close for land acquisition.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing here none, all in favor?
Aye. Motion to go into close for administrative duties.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion, second, any discussion? Seeing here none, all in favor?
Aye. Motion to recess until 1 o'clock after closed.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any discussion? You had no notes doing that either. That was good. Any discussion? Seeing here none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Motion to get that here.
we are now in close.